first, we have the Roxenda megaminx. It costs just around $10 to $11. The sticker tensioning system is a screw and spring, and it is non-magnetic. Up next, we have the GAN megaminx magnetic. It costs an upwards of $57, is magnetic. The tensioning system is GES tension nuts, and it is not sticker, as shown. And last but definitely not least, we have the YJ Yuhu magnetic. This megaminx costs an upwards of $13, is magnetic, non-sticker, and its tensioning system is screw and spring. Here we have the Roxenda tensioning system, which, as you can see, is just a screw and spring. Here we have the GES tension nuts of the GAN magnetic. As you can see, it is not a screw and spring. And here we have the YJ Yuhu screw and spring tensioning system. First, we have the Roxenda cube coming in at a whopping 166 grams. Really heavy. Next, we have the GAN megaminx coming in at a very small 115 grams. Very light, easy to hold. And we have the YJ Yuhu here, sitting right in the middle at 152 grams. Here we have a size comparison. As you can see, the Roxenda cube and the YJ Yuhu are approximately the same size, but the GAN is much smaller than the two. And now, for the moment you've all waited for, the solves. So here we have the Roxenda megaminx. It is non-magnetic, and when I got it, it was very, very tight, and loosening those screws was the worst. As for the feel of this cube, even with lube and it being very loose, the corner cutting just sucked. And it's not fast at all. There's so much friction happening everywhere. It is so hard to turn. And unlike the other two cubes, it does not have ridges, meaning that finger tricks do not work, and my fingers were always slipping all over the cube. And to boot, this megaminx is non-magnetic, meaning all the layers are constantly being misaligned and making some turns just impossible to do unless I figure out where the megaminx is misaligned. Sometimes you can see me fumbling with the cube trying to do the same turn 3 times because it would not turn. You are the rest of the solve, I guess. Because I did not. I was so relieved to have this solve finished, but I hated the outcome of this solve, and as you can see, my fingers were absolutely killing me. This fatigued my hand so much. I would not want to go compete with this cube. Came out with a 415, which is absolutely garbage. Up next, we have the GAN megaminx. This megaminx is extremely light. Compared to the Roxenda cube that I just finished solving, this thing was phenomenal in my hands. It was so smooth. Although it doesn't have ridges on the pieces, it is indented in the corner pieces, which is very odd to see in a megaminx, but it works really well. This cube is buttery smooth. Sometimes the layers misalign a little bit, but that's just me being bad at megaminx. The magnets are a pretty decent strength. They're kind of strong, but I do like that. It keeps the layers nice and tight. The corner cutting is phenomenal on this cube, and I really enjoyed solving it. Enjoy the rest of the solve, because this is very enjoyable for my hands. My hands thank me after this. And the solve comes to an end. This was a really decent solve. I really liked the cube, and my hands felt absolutely no fatigue. Comes out to a 243, which just enunciates how bad the solve with the Roxenda cube really was. On to the next cube. Here we have the YJ Yuhu for the last solve. This puzzle is moderately weighted. compared to the GAN, but pretty light compared to the Roxenda, so it's very in the middle. This is a very good puzzle. It turns very good. It did take a long time to set up because the way it came was not very good. It had a very sandy feel, almost grainy, and it was so dry. So I had to lube it up and everything, set it up, make sure all the tensions were good because this thing did not come with even tensions at all. Setup did take a while, very tiring, but in the end, it was very worth it. As you saw in the beginning, this cube does have ridges, but they're still very odd ridges compared to other megaminxes. Because these ridges are, it's almost a circle around the corners. And I think this is very good. It helped finger tricks and stuff. The grip was very okay. One thing I have to, I guess, complain about with this cube is the magnets are pretty weak. If the magnets were a little bit stronger, I feel like this cube would be perfect because I was constantly having layers misaligned where I didn't want them to. Again, that's probably just me being bad at megaminx, but it just felt like the magnets needed to be just a bit stronger. Other than that, this cube turns well. Corner cutting is really good if you loosen it. It doesn't pop, corners don't twist. All in all, this is a really good cube. Enjoy the rest of the solve. I enjoyed this solve. Yet another solve comes to an end. I enjoyed this solve very much. The cube fatigued my hand just a little bit after having gotten used to the GAN. Coming for a good 245. Very good. Again, it did not fatigue my hands as much as that Roxenda. And now, which cube will come out on top? The Roxenda, the GAN, or the YJ? Here's the final opinion. The winner is the YJ Yuhu. This cube wins because it is fairly cheap at $14, but turns extremely well and is better overall than the other two cubes. I very much recommend this cube over the other two, definitely. And now to finish off the video with the megaminx T-firm. Kinda bad, locked up a little bit, but see you in the next video.